Good evening, YouTube. Carlos Valdosta here. Welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Corner. Hold on, wait a minute. I'm not Carlos. You're Carlos, right?
Yeah, I'm Carlos. That's correct.
Okay. Yeah, I've mixed this up. You're Carlos. I'm Azazel. You're Carlos. I'm Azazel. All right, great. Okay, well, welcome to another episode of the Gentleman's Corner, and it is a very special episode of the Gentleman's Corner because today I am going to be talking to Carlos Valdosta on his own Gentleman's Corner series.
That's right.
Yeah, I had the honor of being the guinea pig, the first guest on the Gentleman's Corner, and for months now I have begged Carlos, let me interview you for the Gentleman's Corner. Finally, he has allowed me to do so. I did not pay him, I promise.
I paid you guys originally, right?
Right, yeah, because I made all kinds of that YouTube money.
No, yeah, your request was the first one. In fact, there were a few people that asked if they could interview me, but I always said no. I told Azazel, since he was the first person, that he could interview me. So to be honest with you, I wanted to wait till the new year. I wanted to get to this point before we did it, because I thought it'd be kind of interesting or kind of cool to do it that way.
Right, yeah, because we know a little bit about you from your videos and from your interactions, even with other people on the Gentleman's Corner. You've shared a little bit about yourself, but never in too much detail. So this is a pretty good chance for a lot of your new subscribers, because I know you told me the other day that you recently hit 400.
That's correct.
Bravo, congratulations. And you'll be sharing some information with some of your old subs, some of your new subs, and they'll get to know you a little bit better.
Absolutely.
So let's go ahead and get right down to it. And of course, you know these questions because, well, it's your show, sir. You came up with it. And the first question that you always ask, and I'm going to ask, I'm wishing that I had my little pipe and my smoker's jacket sitting in my big plush chair, but what inspired you, or who inspired you, Carlos, to do YouTube?
So I would say the very first thing is when I first started playing World at War, I didn't know I wasn't very good at Call of Duty. I was really good at first-person shooters on PC, but the transition from PC to console was tough. And I won a PS3 from work and had friends that played Call of Duty, and they're like, go ahead, just go pick up the game or whatever. So I was browsing something on YouTube one day, and I just happened to see, like, off on the right-hand side, a World at War video. And I clicked on it, and it was a Hutch video. And that was like, besides that, the only thing I ever watched on YouTube was like funny videos or something like that. Nothing really gaming related.
Cat videos.
Cat videos. Yeah, a lot of cat videos, right? I don't like cats all that much, but I like watching cat videos. And like I used to watch some Red versus Blue videos and stuff like that way back in the day. But I didn't subscribe to any channels or anything like that. I was really outside of YouTube, but I saw that video, and I don't remember the exact details, but what it was about sensitivity, and what sensitivity people were playing on, I think, is what it was. And like, as soon as that was done, I went and changed my sensitivity in the game, and it started to feel a lot better for me. Everything felt like I was running in molasses, like the turns and everything like that. And I cranked it all the way up, which I was used to from PC, like the fast movements, and that's how I kind of got used to the console first-person shooter. But outside of that, like, every now and then I would just go look and watch random videos. But the ones that I always wanted to watch were the ones that were kind of like tips and tricks videos. And the reason is I was trying to get better. I was pretty terrible in the group of people that we played with. And so there were tips and tricks videos. And like, one day I saw an engineering Hutch, or an engineering win game from Hutch.
I remember those videos.
Those were awesome. I love them. And he had like different people on or whatever. And that was like right at the launch of like the Machinima heyday. And so I would say that the people that inspired me, or what inspired me to YouTube, would, one, be that I wanted to get better, but two, I actually enjoyed a lot of those videos. So it was kind of those Machinima videos. You could see different channels posting to Machinima. Like, there was always new content from different people. And it was always fun and interesting, but I always kind of went back and watched Hutch videos just because he seemed like a down-to-earth, regular dude, that just put videos on the internet. And I guess that's kind of what I kind of thought. I was like, I could do that. I think I could do that. So
Yeah, Hutch was actually one of the first people I ever watched. I think Hutch was the first one I ever watched, and of course, I shared this on my video with you when I did the Gentleman's Corner with you about who I actually listened to. You know, that's evolved and changed. But by you have you by chance gone back and watched any of the old videos that you watched originally from Hutch?
Oh, they're so much different than what I mean. You could tell like he's a lot more comfortable, and then I know he went through that tough spot where he was going through depression and everything like that. But
Right.
um, it seemed like he was trying to be very professional in some of those videos, and now he's just so much more himself. I guess I don't know. I still watch Hutch's videos.
I do too.
I never unsubbed even when he said that he was quitting YouTube. I left my subscription active. So
Yeah, I was the same. I think I have like 3 different YouTube accounts that are subscribed to him because I would forget the passwords and have to make another one. So he was one of my first two. And honestly, you know, I've gone back recently, like in the last 6 months, I went back and I watched some Hutch videos from like Call of Duty 4 and World at War. And it's so funny because listening to him now and listening to him then, you know, first and foremost, he sounds a lot happier than he was. But also, like, the comparison that I can give is like back during those videos, he sounded like a golf commentator.
right.
He's like, and hi, I'm Hutch, and in this video I'll be using a sniper rifle in free-for-all. Not very many people in free-for-all use sniper rifles, so they never really expect it. And that's what the whole commentary was. And I remember going, Jesus Christ, how the fuck did I watch this? He has changed and evolved so much. And I think even we could say that about ourselves. I've gone back and watched some of my old videos, and I'm like, God, I'd never watch this, ever.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I had a lot of copyrighted material on some of my older videos, so I deleted um, a lot of my older videos. Just I was like, whatever. I'm just gonna go and delete a lot of this stuff. So, but yeah, I wouldn't even want to watch it if I wanted to, if that makes any sense.
Gotcha. Well, I think this question that I've come up with myself, I'm going to ask you, and I know that you've kind of gone more along this line of a conversation more than an interview type thing, but I think this is something that I want to ask you just because I'm interested in why everyone does it, but I just want to know your point of view because you and I get along pretty well and we have for a long time. What exactly are your goals with YouTube? Like, what do you aspire? Like, what keeps you making videos?
I do it because at heart I'm a creative person. Like I'm really technical and I work in a really technical field. But even growing up, I was always like a real artistic kid. I used to like to make sculptures out of different materials and stuff like that. And I like the drawing arts I was never really good at, but other type of artistic areas I was pretty decent at. In fact, at one point I used to mess around with some people and we would make music, which is still I guess kind of artistic. But this medium gives you the ability. I'm also a really social person, so this medium of YouTube and Twitter lets you be really social and be creative at the same time. So
it's a pretty good collection. I'd agree with that.
Now the point of that is that it's, you know, I'm a grown person. I have a career, I have a wife, I have kids, but this is something I do on the side because it's like a hobby for me. You know, like I remember I was watching a Pab video a while ago. He was talking about pedophiles. I know this is going to sound weird.
Oh yeah, I remember watching. I watched that when he kept saying pedophile.
Yeah, pedophile. Yeah, 'cause the British accent.
Right.
What's funny is like I can't tell people that's my hobby unless like they know who I am. You know, because people are like, oh, you're a gamer. That's not adult like at all. You know.
Yeah. They're like, what are you, fucking 12?
Right. And so, you know, they're like, oh, what do you do for fun? I was like, shit, I sit home and I will play some video games for fun. That's what I do. If you don't like it, well, you don't know because I won't tell you. I tell you I watch football. I don't play golf because golf is gay. Excuse me. I don't mean to say, you know, mean thing against the homosexual community. I don't mean it that way. I mean it in the gay way, like it's flaming. It's terrible. But I like Mario Golf. So, you know, that's a video game.
I'm not a big sports person or a golf person or a video game golf person. I get sweaty thinking about going outside. So it's not for me. So yeah, I think I'm kind of in line with you there as far as the creative outlet because I'm like you. I mean, I don't think anybody on YouTube would really be doing YouTube if they didn't have some sort of creative bone somewhere. And usually it's for people that haven't quite found that outlet that they really enjoy. And I think YouTube for me is kind of like that. It's like, you know, I used to draw a lot as a kid. I never had any musical talent, although I wanted to, but I didn't want to actually practice. So, you know, that didn't work out too well.
Right.
Like, okay, I'll practice guitar. Not really. all right, I'm just going to draw fucking Batman then. And I was good at that. But then eventually I just got bored with drawing. But this has combined multiple hobbies as well as like what you said, the social aspect of it. And I think that's a real big thing is networking and building relationships with people, especially across the world, around the entire world.
Right.
And it's phenomenal that we can do that now. 15 years ago, that was unheard of. Awesome. Well, Carlos, I'm learning a lot about you, Mr. Valdosta.
Thank you, thank you.
So I'm going to bring back a question that you have left out of some of your gentlemen's corners, and you're a son of a bitch for doing so because it was one of my favorite parts of the gentleman's corner.
All right.
And I'm going to bring back Murder, Bang, and Marry.
Oh my goodness. All right.
But this is going to be the sexy YouTube edition.
I may or may not know these people, so let me get YouTube ready.
Okay. Trust me, you know them.
Okay.
All right. So your choices to Murder, Bang, and Marry are Apocalypse, 402 Thunder 402, or I Am Too Strong.
What? It's the all gay edition. Is that what it is?
Yes, this is the all-male review YouTube Murder, Bang, Marry edition.
All right. Good Lord.
And I did this just to be a dick.
Well, thank you. Let's see here. Murder, Bang, or Marry. So in the state of Georgia where I live, gay marriage is not legal, so that will completely void out this question. Can I do that? Does that work?
No, it doesn't work that way.
God damn it.
This is 21st century. Give it another couple years.
Okay, so let's see here. All right, I know what Thunder does for a living. He's a first responder, which that's really dangerous. But I would never want to murder him. And oh, this is terrible.
Yeah, you're gonna have to murder a friend, Carlos.
I don't want to do this. All right. So, all right, this is terrible. All right, so I will bang Thunder because he's really busy and he'll probably never have time to stay home with me.
I love where this is going. I'm fantastically in love with it.
I will marry Too Strong because I know he's a really genuine family man and he takes care of his kids. And I guess that means I'll have to murder Apocalypse for any other reason that this is the weirdest fucking question I've ever answered in my life. And I have nowhere else to go with that.
I have been waiting to ask this question for quite a while.
God damn you.
Yeah, like it's just, I was like, that question right there was why I wanted to do the Gentleman's Corner with you. That right there.
I need to bring this question back as a finisher for these apparently, because I want to put some other people through the tough times again.
Oh, it was so much fun. And you know, I like the Gentleman's Corner now. I'm not complaining. Please don't take it that way.
Right.
And I love it because it's interesting and I get to know other YouTubers and other people. But that question is it's hilarious. Like, I mean, when you asked Absolute Pab, like, who he would murder, bang, and marry, I didn't even know who the hell you were talking about. I was like, I don't know any of these people. And then, of course, that makes me feel like a hillbilly, right? Oh, so it was ridiculous.
Well, maybe what I'll do is I'll just start taking people's comments in the comments of the previous week's ones and find one that's good and use that for the next week's ones. Maybe I'll do that.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, a little subscriber involvement. That's what we all want.
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. Well, all right. Well, we've been going on for a little bit now, so I'll try to close this out here just very shortly. I have two quick questions for you.
Sure.
And of course, one of them you're already going to know. But the first question is, if you had to choose video games or YouTube, which would you pick and why?
I think I would still do video games because YouTube is fun and everything, and you have the interaction and everything like that. But I just love video games. I mean, it's so hard to say because I would never have met some of the people that I've met without YouTube. But to tell you the truth, the root of that is still video games. I've met some cool people like for instance, I would be playing a game and there was some dude on the other team that, even though my whole team completely wrecked the other team, he was like the only person left in the lobby and still went positive against us. And we'd be like, you know what, dude's pretty cool. He hung in there. He's not complaining. We'll go ahead and invite him over or send a friend request. And like I've met people like, there's a guy that I play with all the time. His name is Telly. We literally played like 7 games against him, and he went double positive against us every single game, but his team was terrible, and you could hear him in the lobby like, God, why is my team retarded? And like it was like 6 or 7 games in a row during the first Black Ops. He was he was the only reason the game was close, and we're like, dude, you want us to send you an invite and you can play with us? He's like, thank you. He's like some decent people I could play with. The second game we ever played with him, I don't remember the name of the map. It was on Nuketown where the doors opened in the ground right in the or not Nuketown, excuse me. It was in the first Black Ops where those bay doors open right in the middle of the map.
Was that Radiation?
Something like that. One side was the big building, and the other side had the metal walkway railway with the hatch controls,
catwalk,
whatever.
And there was like a big missile silo door below or whatever it was.
Right. I think the second or third game that we played with him is the highest scoring team deathmatch game I've ever played against another team. We went 75-4.
Wow.
and the crazy thing is the other team didn't leave at the end. They were just like, that was the worst ass kicking we've ever had in our lives.
That's nuts.
So
yeah, I hear you there, because like honestly, I have friends to this day that I have had since I played Call of Duty 2 that I still play video games with today. So I think if I had to give one of them up, I would have to give up YouTube, just for that reason.
Right.
There were people, a couple years ago, I had to travel for work, and I had to go to Florida near Tampa Bay, and I had to go to Zephyr Hills, Florida. And I was down there for a couple of weeks, and a couple of guys that I gamed with on a daily basis for like 3 years lived less than an hour away from where I was. And I was like, to hell with it. I'm here for 2 weeks. I'll meet up with these guys. So I met up with them, and we had a few beers and just hung out and chatted and stuff. And they were older guys. You know, one guy was like in his mid 40s or so, and then two of his sons played with us, and one of his sons' friends, and I still talk to all of them, and I still game with all of them. So, I mean, you build real relationships. It's not like this is all BS, you know. It's real. 10 years ago, people were like, it's creepy you're making friends on the internet,
right?
Because everybody thought you were going to get kidnapped, raped, and murdered. You know?
Right.
All right. Well, the final question, Carlos. Do you have anything else that you'd like to say to your viewers, or any advice that you'd like to give them?
So one of the advantages to doing YouTube is you get to interact with a lot of other YouTubers. And I would say that I think I may have turned the point now where the majority of my viewers are YouTubers. I think the majority of my viewers are now just subscribers, not YouTubers, which is, when you're a small channel, that's something where there's kind of like this click that happens, where I realize now that I can't relate a lot of my commentaries to, I think it's a mistake that some people make, but I can't make my commentary so centered on YouTube and the interactions, that I have to make them more centered towards commentaries that I want to talk about, where it's outside of the world of YouTube that we're playing in, so to speak. There is one coming up that I'm going to do, and it's a little bit different, but outside of that, what I want the rest of my subscribers, especially all the new ones that have been coming in recently, to do is to interact with me. I think Biblical Reaper said it perfect, and I've said this in the past. I do this because it's a social media. I want other people to socialize with me. So leave me comments, leave suggestions. If you don't like something, tell me. Depending on what it is, like for instance, if it's the shitty review, I had somebody send me a message the other day that said, you know what, these games are shitty, and this review series is shitty too. And I replied back, I was like, that's kind of the point. And he replied back, you should stop doing it. And I said, I don't want to, because I think it's hilarious. And you may not think that, and I appreciate your comment, and I hope you stay, just don't watch it on Mondays. And he replied back, he's like, well, I guess I can respect that. I didn't lose a subscriber because of that. But at the same time, I do want your input, because just like that, I want people to understand what I'm about. So if you're new to my channel, or if you've been here for a long time, I can't thank you enough. We do this because, again, we want to be social. And I hope that everybody here will enjoy their stay, and feel free to communicate or talk with me at any time.
Excellent. Well, thank you very much, Carlos, for being a guest on your own show. I'm pretty sure that was very awkward. I would say thank you for having me on, but fuck you. I had me on with you on your show.
You had you on?
Yeah, that's how it works.
Okay.
Don't worry about me. For Mississippi, nothing has to make sense.
Okay. All right. Sure.
All right. Well, Carlos, thank you for answering your questions.
Thank you for asking my questions.
Yes, and it's been great. We've got a long run ahead of us, I think, and I think we're going to still see some good success coming from this series with more interesting people, more interesting YouTubers to check out, and hopefully a lot more interaction from everyone. So thank you guys for checking us out. Thank you for checking out Carlos. And Carlos, thank you for having me on, even though I said I wasn't going to say that. And you all have a good night. I've been Carlos Valdosta, filling in for Carlos Valdosta.
And I've been Carlos Valdosta, being Carlos Valdosta.
Thank you. Have a good one.
Thank you. Bye.